Welcome to the Dr. April Jasper Show, relevant conversations for business owners of today.
If you suffer from dry, scratchy, irritated eyes, the problem may actually stem from your eyelids. Cleansing eyelids daily is essential for maintaining healthy eyes, which is why doctors recommend OcuSoft Lid Scrub Allergy Eyelid Cleanser. New OcuSoft Lid Scrub Allergy removes oil, pollen, and other contaminants from your eyelids to effectively reduce redness, irritation, and itching caused by seasonal allergies. These pre-moistened wipes are easy to use, on the go, or at home. Simply wipe and leave on. As the industry standard of care, OcuSoft has a full line of eyelid cleansers for various conditions. Available through eye care professionals, most retail outlets, and Amazon.com. Visit OcuSoft.com for more details.
Happy New Year, everyone. David and I are so excited to be able to spend time with you again here in 2024. 2023 was fabulous.
Yeah.
There are a few challenges that we had. I'm sure you as well. But
always
overall,
challenges. It's always challenges.
You can't learn unless you fail at something.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that now with a smile on my face. I'm probably not as nice about it when I'm going through it. Am I?
No, you're not. That's okay.
So before
Neither am I.
Okay, well that's
It's
okay.
fair. It's fair.
We have different ways of not being okay with it.
Yes, for sure.
And that's part of our learnings of 2023 is really our different voices. So we can't wait to share some of that with you as well. Before we get started, though, David and I just want to say a big thank you to MacuHealth for all their support of the things we've done this year and the messages and the stories and the lessons we've been able to bring to you.
For sure.
As well as OcuSoft and CooperVision. We appreciate all of you. And without your support, we wouldn't be able to do the things we do.
Yep.
And to bring all of you the information we do. So
yeah, it's great.
Thank you to our listeners and viewers. Thank you to our sponsors. And here's to an awesome 2024.
Yes. Thank you.
So how do we want to get started, Dave?
We're talking about maybe some lessons from 2023.
Yeah. You want to start? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. I don't want to piggyback. I'll just piggyback on what you say.
Yeah. So, it's funny when I think of the beginning of 2023, it started with our 30th anniversary trip.
Yeah.
We went to Rome and then we went to Florence, and we didn't tell you guys much about it because every time we go somewhere, I feel somewhat guilty. I just have that personality. So if you learn your personality types, if you do Myers-Briggs analysis, and then you learn read the book 5 Voices, which we'll talk about soon.
Yep.
It turns out the reason I'm like that is because that's what's in me, and it makes it sound like I'm celebrating too much or I'm too happy about things that are not yet done. So it turns out it's okay that I tend to not talk about those things at the beginning.
Well, I mean, you talk about them with certain people, but it's hard to come on here and just say, hey, we did this, and this, and no.
It sounds like you're doing a bunch of nothing. That's why. Yeah,
and that's one of the hard. I think that's honestly the hardest thing. We didn't really even start taking vacations until 3-day vacations. We had a couple of those.
Yeah.
But we didn't even start taking vacations till probably 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. And holidays were the worst.
And because our extended vacations were like 5 days.
Right.
Even then, it was like to get away from the office for 5 days was like murder almost. Because
it was stressful.
Yeah, it was so much work. We were working it's hard to put down your phone or you're constantly getting calls. So yeah, we finally are at the point where we can relax a little bit.
Not that we do on a trip. You have to know that we don't relax on a trip.
No, and our trips are marathons. They're not trips. They're not relaxing. No, we see a lot of stuff and we cram it in because we're gone. We're looking at it. We're gonna go see it.
And who knows if you ever come back? How many times do I say that? I never know if I'll be back here again.
Yes, for sure. You definitely say that.
Whenever poor David gets tired, I'm like, no, come on, no rest. Let's keep going.
Yep.
But the good news is we get to see so much. When we were in Rome, just to see the Colosseum was unbelievable, and to hear the stories. And you never know if your tour guide is telling you the truth about stuff, but you can go back and research it. And the atrocities that happened there were unmentionable, but the lessons learned. And that is really incredible to see a structure like that. That's incredible. And the oldest building that's currently in use.
The Pantheon.
Yep. And to be able to go through that and see what's happening there and the people that are there visiting, all of it was incredible. We were there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And it was, like we said, our 30th wedding anniversary trip that we had wanted to do, obviously, for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And it was fun, but was also a lot.
It was. And Florence was beautiful, obviously. Yeah. It was a great city.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, man. That's impossible.
I just loved the family-owned businesses. That was really cool.
Yeah, so Florence, we found the family pottery shop and dishes and stuff, and that was amazing. Some of the stuff was beautiful.
You know what's interesting is I used to have people tell me early on in business that you should never hire family. And the challenge with that, they all would say, is that if you hire family, then it's very difficult to be able to manage a business because you're always worried about their feelings and their concerns, and you can't ever manage it correctly. And I find that to be so untrue. And I wish I hadn't followed that advice at the very beginning because...
Well, you never want to hurt anybody.
But I don't want to hurt anybody.
If there's ever an issue, it's going to be hurt.
Yeah. So and you have to live with it for the rest of your family time. Yeah. No, I hear you. But so at the same time...
definitely, and depending on who the person is, you never know how that's going to go. So
I just feel like there's been so much good.
No.
In having family with us, and we currently have 6 families.
We couldn't do it without.
Yeah, nobody trusts you. You can't trust anybody the same as you can trust family in one sense, and that's why your employees that you have kind of become family.
Right.
And so that's been really kind of amazing as well. But
why you've gotten one trip done?
Oh yeah, so that was
anything else? 2023.
Well, what else did we learn there?
Well, we went right from there to the Hope Ride.
Yes.
So that was the middle of January in 2023.
What is that?
That's the bike ride from Jacksonville to West Palm Beach, which we're getting ready to do in just another week or so. Again, in 2024. All the funds go to an anti-human trafficking campaign or ministry, which is incredible. They fight human trafficking around the globe. They rescue people. They rehabilitate people. They house them. They just take care of these people, and they just love them and take care of them until they can get back on their feet and live. And it's just it's just such a blessing that we can actually ride our bikes and bring awareness to this.
And we is not me. So I'm not on a bicycle. David
this year, we only had 22 last year. This year we'll have about 38 riders.
But the kids and I support you. We go along and set up the stops because you have to eat all day long and a lot.
Yeah.
To keep 100 miles going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's a good experience. It's been a good family experience. What's fun is we stop along the way, and a lot of our colleagues come out.
Yeah.
And they see us at the stops, and it's just been a really fun thing to do, and it's good to be able to bring awareness to that cause. Mm-hmm. So after that was...
we
went to Vision Expo East. We went to Seco. We went to Israel in March.
With our church.
Yep. We got to go to a lot of places that you only read about.
Now especially.
Yep. So it was a fabulous experience as well. Mm-hmm. That takes us all the way to April, April's birthday month. What else did we do that month? My birthday, both of my sister's birthdays.
My sister's
Caleb's birthday. Who else's birthday? A lot of birthdays
in April. What is going on? So
2 nieces' birthdays.
Is that August? The year before? What's going on in August?
We can't talk about that on the show, honey. But there's a lot of birthdays in April. That's what April's known for. It's my month, and I celebrate all month long.
Yeah, she does. Trust me.
And then after that, we went to the Florida Optometric Association.
Yeah, FOA.
And Allie started optometry school in August.
Yeah, wow. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on in 2023.
We've gone to a lot of conferences with Aiden to learn different things. He's in his last semester now of his physics degree.
Yeah. So he'll be starting his doctorate probably next fall.
So favorite moments?
Oh, man. Favorite moments.
And then maybe challenges.
Too many.
I think the biggest challenge for me in 2023 is that there have been so many things that we've been passionate about working on, and it's just hard pulling it all together.
Yeah.
And it's not been easy to stay organized. I think that most people that know us know that not only do we have our practice, but we also have the podcast, which is our way of trying to get information from other people in addition to the stuff we've learned and bring it all to you.
Right.
And so we've had a lot of really awesome guests, a lot more coming. Yep. And it's growing, and we have people contacting us now to be on the show, which is really cool.
Right.
And so, knowing though that you have the office, you have the podcast, we have the website, which is being revamped as we speak. So that'll be launched right about the time you hear this podcast.
Or very soon after.
Yep. and speaking. So we love to be able to go around the world now, and be able to share with you all of this as well in continuing education type of scenarios.
Yeah, and I think those are some of our favorite moments too. Even though I'm not really speaking with you, but to hear the people afterwards, and to hear the comments and the questions and the compliments.
That's what inspires us.
And people saying, "Why'd you say that?"
Right. Oh no, we get some criticism for sure. One
yes,
this
you
year.
do.
Yes, that's all on me. And I don't take it well, to be fair.
No.
So by not take it well, it's not that I get angry and upset to the point where I want to hurt somebody.
No.
But I get very sad and discouraged and feel like all of this work is for nothing. And so the good news is David's always the one that straightens me out and says, hey, you know that that's not something you should listen to. You've got 5,000 positive responses and people that have said, please, please continue to share the stories.
Yeah.
Because we're not afraid to tell you the things that have gone wrong. You know, I mean,
things are going to go wrong.
A lot has gone wrong over time, and we've been through so much. And every time it happens, and we take that challenge and we pray for guidance and help. And
when you regroup
and find resources and reach out to people.
Right.
And so I think lessons learned from me, here we go. Lessons learned from me in 2023 were to get better organized. I mean, 5 companies is a lot, and yet it isn't difficult once you have some organizational structure to it. So one is to get organized and make sure you have a path forward. So I definitely encourage people to do that. The other one was really to be thinking about how are you spending time, your free time, because your free time matters too. And are you doing things that actually bring value to others and yourself?
Right.
And I've learned I can't relax easily in my own home. So David and I find ourselves having to go elsewhere where I don't feel like I'm bombarded all the time with things that need to be done.
And that turns that's those short little getaways that we can, if you can do a 2 or 3 day thing just to get away and unplug. That's sometimes that's enough to get you through a few months.
Lessons learned.
That's what you got to do. And it's good stuff.
How about you?
Lessons learned. I think one of the best things for me is the hope ride with the accomplishment at the end, and to see the people that come out for that at the end, and just to feel the sense of gratification with it.
Yeah.
And it's hard, you know, it's a tough bike ride. It's 300 miles. It's 100 miles a day for 3 days, and you're with other people. You're all working towards a goal, and that sense of accomplishment at the end is just something that you can't get in other places. And I was talking to a guy the other day, one of my morning groups, and he did 100-mile run.
Oh my.
He just finished it about 3 weeks ago. He did a 100-mile marathon up in, I think, North Georgia in the mountains. And he was running for 46 hours straight. And to hear him talk about it and to tell his story that went on through the whole thing, and how his wife ran with him for about 12 hours, and to see his dad at the end, you know, cheering him on, and just to hear how his family came together for him. And it's just one of those things that he'll never forget it, and his family will never forget it. But it's just one of those things where I was having so much fun hearing his story, and I wasn't even there, but to hear him tell his story was just fantastic. So you need the family, and you need the friends, the support friends, the connections that can help you get through things.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we get too busy and we forget about the fact that our family is so important and our friends are so important to us. And I definitely see that in the past we have let some of that go in the interest of being busy. And being busy in the end, you know, if you get sick, if you have some tragedy in your life, you look back at busy and go, where did that get me? And what did that get me?
Right.
It got me nothing that will be something that will keep me going forever and eternity. So, I mean, I think that's something too that do we sound sad? We should be sounding happy. I hope it does sound positive.
I think it's all positive stuff for me.
Yeah. And I think that, again, let's step back and think about the office for a minute. So organization has always been key for me at the office, because I always knew that the way you know that your office is set up right, your practice, for those of you who are practice owners, is if you could step away would it continue to function the way it does when you're there?
Right.
And so when somebody first mentioned that to me a long time ago, I thought, wow. And at the time when I first heard it, I knew it wouldn't and it couldn't. And maybe it could have, but I didn't have anything put in place that would give me confidence that it would.
Right.
So I think that was one of the things we really have been working on strategically since probably 2019-ish, is to put processes in place that'll keep the office functioning happily. So I want for everybody there to grow and be happy and be successful. And
Right.
we still need to accomplish our goals and make sure we're changing the lives of our patients for the better.
I think we've been working on it since we bought the Practice Note too.
Right.
But
Without
you don't-
knowing it.
You don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that the things that you're putting in place and that you're learning from other people, you're learning their processes, you're learning what forms they have, what
Yes.
what procedures they have as people are walking in the door, whatever. You're learning all these things over these decades of work. And
Right.
you don't know, like you said, you don't know if they're going to function while you're gone. And I think that's very gratifying to be able to walk
Yeah.
away for a couple of weeks, which we never, like I said, we never,
Right.
ever did that, ever. And
That's true.
just started. I mean,
So that was a blessing
We just were able to do that for the first time. And we're
to be able to go away and
in
see
our
that
50s now. So that's a long time.
to go away and see that they function okay without
Right.
us is really cool.
Right.
And what a blessing it is. And if somehow we can share those learnings with others. So one of the things I found is that at the office, my challenge, even though I thought I was doing a good job of having a consistent process, my challenge was, how do we know for sure that maybe it's a product we sell? How do we know for sure that every time a patient comes in, we're going to have that conversation with them? And you can almost feel yourself becoming not bored of it, but discouraged about having the conversation that every patient deserves you to have. Let me say it a different way. So if you came into the office and I know that there's these certain things you should do, every patient should, it's the right thing.
Right.
But the patient before you, when I told them, they looked at me like I was crazy
Right.
and told me I was, or told me I was trying to sell them something.
Yeah.
It's very easy for the next 5 people that come in, you just give up and say, I'm not even going to talk about it.
Right.
And you're doing them a disservice.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another thing that takes a long time to be able to take those hits, because we
Right.
take it all the time in our practices. Patients are mostly good, but they do question you and don't understand. And
you almost can't blame them half the time because, I mean, look,
True.
they're getting bombarded with stuff constantly.
Yeah.
And they've gone to the same eye doctor or their general practitioner. You know, they don't
Yeah.
they don't maybe have the same trust that they do
Yeah.
with you. So it's hard to, I don't know.
You're right.
It's hard to talk them through that, and it takes a long time to
Yeah.
get them on your side and to know that they
Yep.
can trust you and trust the practice, because we do have, 9 other people running around and they all have individual personalities. They're not all you. They're not all me. They're
Yeah.
not all, everybody's different. So you have to learn those people and you have to trust them.
And you have to let the sad or bad or upsetness of your day
Yeah.
just wash it off
Yeah.
and keep on going.
Yep.
And know that every single patient that comes in deserves for me to be my best. And every single patient that comes in, I want to make a difference in their life. And I want to help them. And I have to let go of whatever is going on in my head that keeps that from happening.
Right.
And what's beautiful about that is once you do that, when you get that right and you act that out and you do the right thing, it changes me. My entire attitude changes. And before I know it, all the sadness and badness is now happy and glad, because
Right.
I've had a moment with a patient where I've been able to have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had patients this year that have come in with a death in the family, a diagnosis that was horrible, challenges, whether it's, family or whatever work challenge it is, they'll share them with me.
Right.
I'll ask them, how are you doing? And next thing I know, I'm hearing all about it. And I'm
Right.
okay with that. I'm okay with them telling me. I'm not a counselor, but I sure do my best to listen. And sometimes that's all you
You
need.
didn't know you were going to be one, did you?
Yeah. So lessons in 2023.
Yeah.
We've learned that the good times are important, to
Mm-hmm.
go on a few trips, do stuff together, do things with your family, spend more time with friends, and have a goal. And we're going to talk about goals next for what you want to accomplish in the year, because then you can look and say, did I do it?
Right.
Did we accomplish any of our goals for 2023?
I think we did.
We did. Of course we did. I mean, there's things too that you're right,
There's
are ongoing
stuff
projects.
That's going, yeah.
But to be able to...
I think the big things, I think it's a lot of the little things kind of just fall to the wayside. The little goals that you accomplish, they just kind of fall away as the big ones keep mounting and you keep working towards them. So it's hard to, I don't know, sometimes it's hard to feel like you're accomplishing a lot when the big ones might necessarily not be getting done. Yeah. So...
Well, we just want to tell you how much we've appreciated you being with us on this journey. 2023 has been incredible.
Lots of great podcasts.
Yeah.
Lots of great interviews.
We hope you'll go back and listen.
Yeah.
They're all going to be there still for you. And then send us any comments or questions or topics or people that you want to hear from in 2024, because we'd love to make this more about you. And we can look to see which podcasts get the most listens and views. And that's kind of how we try to gauge how happy you are with the content you're hearing. But we are more than welcome to get your feedback. So let us know. And thank you so much for being a part of our team, our podcast this year.
Yep.
Your eyes and your vision are under attack. Damaging blue light from the sun, your phone, your computer, your tablet, even light bulbs and car headlights is constantly bombarding you. The good news is our eyes actually already have a line of defense to counter the effects of blue light. This defense is made up of 3 pigments called carotenoids. MacuHealth with Micromicelle, the only supplement with the exclusive patent on all 3 macular carotenoids and Micromicelle technology.